What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nutshell123. Today we are talking about one of my personal favorite Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, if you've played Black Flag, it's a game that introduced a pretty great mechanic to Assassin's Creed, the boats. Oh, delightful. These boats are in every single Assassin's Creed game. So yeah, it's a pretty big feature. And also, it's inspired its own game. It's inspired its own game, Skull and Bones. Whenever that will come out, I have no idea. So, but here we're talking about AC Black Flag. Now, AC Black Flag follows Edward Kenway, a pirate that got stranded in Havana and eventually becomes a feared pirate. It was actually a pretty good story, and if you know Edward Kenway, then you would know he was the father of Haytham Kenway, as well as the grandfather to Connor Kenway. And he also had a powerful E2 artifact. So enough about Edward Kenway's story, even though it's probably one of my favorite assassins ever. Anyway, we're talking about the gameplay. Now, the gameplay here is just your classic Assassin's Creed. It's set in Havana, so yeah, it's pretty normal. I mean, the enemies you'll be fighting are Spanish, or Spanish people. Yeah, I don't know, man. My biggest grievances with it is that at the start you don't get a hidden blade, even though you kill an assassin at the start and you kind of expect a hidden blade. I don't know, it just sounds pretty weird to not, get a hidden blade immediately, because that's a very... So yeah, anyway, so Assassin's Creed Black Flag is also getting a remake, so it'll be a lot more interesting to see how the remake for Black Flag goes, honestly. I mean, if they up the graphics a little bit, I believe this could be one of, if not the greatest Assassin's Creed games ever. So, yeah. This also, in my opinion, has a little bit of a big problem, and it's too many tailing missions that are also annoying as shit. I mean, I have to sit through these. This makes me immediately lose my concentration with the game. However, yeah, that's basically a fuck lot. Besides that, the game is actually really good. I mean, there's no health bars, only for you, so that means you don't really know when the enemy's gonna, gonna die or what's it called, knocked out. If but if he doesn't get knocked out, it's actually very fun. The combat, it makes you feel like a superhuman. And the social stuff in this game, I mean, you can hire dancers, which is normal and stuff in every Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, but social stuff is also a little bit decent. Lore-wise, isn't like, for example, this is actually the first product Abstergo launched, which, if you care about that, then okay. But honestly, the social stuff here isn't that great due to the, I mean, it's Havana as well, which, I mean, there's a lot less people outside. The ego vision in this game is also pretty much easy, because you can just have it for infinite times, right? So you can just have it for as long as you wanted to. Even though Edward Kenway, I remember, did not become an assassin, he did do some pretty good shit. Like, he helped Adewale get slaves freed, which honestly is interesting. If you played Freedom Cry, which is the sequel, not a sequel, how do I say it, like a DLC towards AC Black Flag, honestly, you learn so much more. He's also, he also has some pretty, good ties to AC3, but yeah, I mean, his weapons-wise in the game, there is a decent amount of weapons. I mean, my personal favorites are the swords, really. I mean, the swords are or the cutlasses, if we're going by pirate terms, is actually really good, and you can fulfill your dream of becoming a well-renowned Somali pirate. Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. Also, I like how you can just, the systems, the combat is probably my favorite in AC. Like, if you're in a grouped enemy encounter, like there's multiple enemies near you, you honestly feel like you're in the Matrix sometimes. It's that good. Which, I mean, honestly, yeah, it's actually yeah. Now, of course, this is a Assassin's Creed game, not really a pirate game. However, it really does still contain both, kind of stories. So it's actually good. And the shanties, oh ho ho, the music, the soundtrack, the highlight I have that shit on repeat every single fucking day of my life. And honestly, I do not give a shit whether that is. There's also the game that introduced guns. Like, not like hidden guns like in Altair's case, or, you know, guns for Ezio's case. I mean like a proper pistol. And honestly, it doesn't really do much about it because it's really slow, but it does do an insta-kill. So it's pretty much a little bit better. It's a little bit better, but a little bit worse at the same time. Really, the gun doesn't really make you always feel like you need to, you know, just always use the gun. You just have to use it like once if you're like gang banged by multiple enemies, or you just want to have one completely dead immediately. So yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. And can I just talk about the game really is personally one of my favorites. The combat makes you feel like you're part of the Matrix. I mean, and also the ships, honestly, which is the highlight of the game. In fact, it was so good that they are making another game, Skull and Bones. Did I fucking mention that? But yeah, this game really inspired a pretty big mechanic in old AC games. However, many people don't know that in the AC3 remaster, you can actually use the ships, even though you couldn't do that in the original. I don't know, man. I don't think many people know that, but it's actually a pretty good idea. If you know they did that. Actually, hang on. Was I even in Freedom Cry? I have not played AC3 in a while. I've just been on Unity all day. And how else do I say this? The options, well, you don't do stealth manually. Like you hide in bushes and it automatically puts you in crouch, which I don't like personally. However, if it's like your personal preference to have it on like auto, then yeah. I honestly don't like how much you have to, you know, make noise, and if you go into something like bushes and stuff, you don't make any. I mean, really, if they're gonna improve on this in the remake, I highly recommend putting the crouch button or like the sneaking button as manual, not automatic. Honestly, that's a couple of some big gripes of the game. Also, a good thing about the game is that if you want, you can play it and its DLC if you have PlayStation Plus Extra, which honestly is a win-win as well. Because if you have that, then you pretty much have access to all Assassin's Creed games beside AC1, which I think is in the premium section. I have no idea. But enough about the PS4 port of this game. Honestly, if you want a fun Assassin's Creed game set in like ships and stuff, and like being a pirate game, AC Black Flag holds up really well, especially in 2023. I haven't really had any, you know, bad glitches happen to me in my time with the game. It was honestly a very smooth experience. Literally no graphic drops, which I think is a really good amount of polish in this game. Honestly, I hope that if they make one with ships, they don't, you know, use spears or bows like they did in the RPG games, like in Odyssey. However, it doesn't make sense that was in a different time period, so yeah, I can't really be too mad about that. But what I also don't like about it is that it doesn't have like ship customization. So in AC Odyssey, they had ship customization. You could change the fashion of your crew to make them, and you could also add lieutenants. However, that's a lot different in AC4. Maybe because it's older and they had no idea how this was gonna work. In fact, which honestly, for a very good trial run, this was a good run of testing the feature. Honestly. I mean, the game was basically just here to test the feature to see if it would be good. But whilst testing the feature, they also made probably one of the best AC games in terms of combat, stealth, not story, but coolness. And also, it did have a little bit of a lighter protagonist, aka Edward. He was a lot more of like a funny guy. Honestly, I mean, this is what we mean by light-hearted people, like Edward, some charismatic guy. So, I mean, honestly, if they had the comedy from AC Black Flag in like all Ubisoft Quebec games, I honestly feel like they would be a lot more better to watch through. But yeah, I mean, he's not like a one-liner duo like Evie or Jacob. So yeah, he's pretty good. Anyway, thank you all for the support on the last video. We got the 72 views on that one, which was one of my highest ones. So this time, can we to like 17 views, honestly. I never expected it to get 72. So yeah, anyways, like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you soon. Later.